Sorry, are you filming me?
Yeah, I'm filming you, filming me. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I talk with, yeah.
You talk with your hands.
I talk with my hands, yes, yeah. I became an interview subject and forgot myself as a camera operator.
That's okay. Okay, what do you love?
What do I love? I love my alone time. I love my solitude. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy being with friends, and it doesn't mean that people who know me shouldn't read anything into that. But I was an only child, and I really just enjoy being alone when it's time to be alone. I'm never sorry or resentful or you know, or that kind of thing. I grew up celebrating my aloneness and you know, creating my own imaginary worlds is kind of what led me into filmmaking in the first place. And if I hadn't had a life of being alone, I might have, a lot of things would have turned out differently for me. So I have to say that I love my solitude. Ironically, I also fear being alone, not in terms of my solitude, but in terms of longer term aloneness, no family, no friends, nothing. I enjoy that solitude, but at the same time, I really fear one day just being at loose ends and having nothing around me. My storytelling is totally, you know, bears that out. And I had kind of made this observation a couple years ago, and what I'd come to realize was that the mind has trouble differentiating what it wants from what it's afraid of, because especially in the developed world, we learn to fear not getting what we want, and as soon as the mind plays that little trick on itself and makes that happen, the two things, they become one and the same. What you fear and what you want, they become inextricably associated. And I think that I think it's probably not a big surprise that what I love and what I'm afraid of have such a close relationship.
What makes you laugh?
What makes me laugh? I'll still have to give that some thought and maybe answer that at another location, you know, because everything, all the answers that I want to give are so unkind.
Well, that's okay. Not everyone has to.
That's true.
What do you have in your pockets?
What do I have in my pockets? I have my cell phone, which was the...
Oh, you can put it on the floor, yeah?
I just realized the microphone looked like this big pro thing. I have my keys. I carry a lot of keys because my work requires me to. With this handy dandy, you know, 12-in-1 thing I just bought last week, it's making this really heavy, but I've found it very useful, so I'm glad I found it. And I have my wallet, which now I can commit to film because I'm really close to buying a new one. This is falling apart, so my MRT card's about to come out. The stitching that keeps the change in this side is gone, so now my change falls through the other side of the wall, and it's really hard to. I have to dump out the whole wallet to get all my change if I need it. This wallet has seen better days, but so now it's immortalized. A good thing.
Anything else?
No, that's it. How about yourself?
Yeah. I'll just have to put down your camera for a second.
Oh, that's fine.
Is that okay? I'm not worried about it. Yeah.
All right.
I'll give you that. Actually, I mean, you're a curator, yes? Your father owns this?
He's considered, and this museum was erected in his honor, and so now I curate this art museum.
I guess we should point out that you're an American and Taiwanese citizen.
That's true. That's true. I'm a dual citizen now as of this year. I'm half Taiwanese on my father's side, and my mother is mixed Caucasian, Lithuanian, French, German, and now I have the citizenship of both countries too. So I'm really proud of that. And
since you're a Taiwanese citizen, can you do all that in Mandarin?
I can do some of it in Mandarin.
Well,
unfortunately, my Mandarin language skills are not what they should be for the amount of time that I've been here. But,
it does beg the it does beg the question how many Taiwanese citizens there are. You can't speak Mandarin so far.
Actually, you know what? There are quite a few.
Really?
One of the reasons why I'm a little bit behind with it is actually my whole family, even being many generations Taiwanese, when Mandarin became compulsory in Taiwanese public schools, my father and his sisters, they totally rejected it. They rebelled against it the way that high schoolers do calculus. They maybe get through it to get a grade and then say, I'm never going to touch this again. And that was their attitude about it. And my father, he admitted to me that he didn't learn Mandarin until he was in his mid to later 30s, and he was running a Chinese restaurant in Akron, Ohio. And his cooks were speaking Mandarin, and his cooks taught him Mandarin. Now, Taiwanese people, they read the traditional Chinese characters, so they were able to say this is spoken this way in Mandarin, this is spoken that way. But they had to teach him Mandarin for the first time, and so actually, Mandarin was not a real strong language in this whole family. My grandmother, who's 101 years old, who you saw in footage earlier today, she only speaks Taiwanese or Japanese. She doesn't speak a word of Mandarin. She might speak a few words, but a lot of older generation Taiwanese don't speak Mandarin Chinese. It surprised me to learn that also.
So what language do you speak to them? To your grandma?
Well, ironically, of course English is my native language. When I was a child, I also was fluent in Japanese, which I've totally forgotten. And I used to be pretty good with my Spanish, but as I learn more Chinese, every little bit of Chinese that I learn, I forget that equivalent in Spanish. And cats playing. And so it's interesting to watch. My brain seems to only be able to handle 2 languages at a time, I'll never be able to undo that from my visual memory. It's been an interesting process to sort of take on Chinese and learn it that way. But yeah, 现在我是台湾人，我今年现在有台湾的身份证，所以我是国际的 citizen 忘记怎么说名人
yeah. 明德路
yeah. So that's my basic Mandarin Chinese explanation of having dual citizenship and being 很高兴.
Okay. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.